USF, they were lied to, like I say. They're not United States Air Force, they're United States Armored Force. And they could be pretty good, and I think they're kids trying to turn their life around or trying to learn something or something like that. Like, I paid for the whole thing, basically. You know, they're actually LSF, or, LS Force, or whatever, Lucifer Star Force, or whatever. Yeah, whatever. I like LSF better, actually. But it doesn't really matter. Basically, it was my money that was actually paying for them, and everyone thought that they were going to be doing something good, and they actually turned out to basically, they got taken over by some piece of shit that gave them, that made them think that they had chemical gas masks and all this and that kind of stuff. And like I say, they went up against a real badass that used chemical gas, and a lot of them died. Like I said, against things like anthrax, and if you're going to go up against some real chemical attack, anthrax, and also, what is it, mustard gas, and all the really nasty ones, it's a small particle. That's called tear gas, and all these other ones, those are big particles. So the gas mask filters that they had, which were basically over-the-counter filters, would not protect them from anthrax and basically mustard gas and all the really nasty, the actual chemical attack things. That is a small particle, so you can't wear an over-the-counter mask against a small particle, and a lot of them got killed actually because they went up against a real chemical weapons attack. And it's like, dude, yeah, you can't use go to Japan. Actually, I mean, anyone can buy these masks. You can go to Japan and they'll give you these masks if you have the money. Or if you just ask nicely, sometimes they'll give them to you anyway. If you think, Japan does a lot of things that no one realizes. Japan or China, they will give you chemical weapons masks and all that other stuff in case you're going to be an attack. They won't help you with the chemical weapons, but they'll help you protect yourself from chemical weapons. They're, like I said, China and Japan, they're a very good group, and they and because they know that these psychopaths are out there in the world. So basically, you don't want to use, like I said, the USAF group. A lot of these kids thought that they had protective gear and all this and other kind of stuff, and they went up against, like I said, some chemicals will eat the mask. Like, some of these people were hit by fogs that would actually start to eat their mask. It's like, it's eating my mask, man. And it's like, yeah, you're going up against an acid. Like any of the real like this is real war stuff. If you ever go up against a real war situation, it'll walk right through almost 90% of your gear. Like, you can't go up against in a real war situation and think that this over the counter shit will hold. It'll fold every time. And a lot of these kids found out the hard way that when you start getting into the real battle situations where it's like, it's you or me, man. And when you start getting into that situation, you start finding out that you need to have some good shit, or else you're going to be dead. So, and a lot of these kids, it's like, you know, it's like, dude, you need to up your game, you know, and that's just the way it is. Like I said, I'm LS. I've been into real war situation, you know, against real chemical. I've been in those situations where it's like, it's you or me, man. And I'm like, well, I guess it's going to be you. You know, because I didn't fold. So, you know, and you get into those, but then again, I tell my people exactly what to do, exactly how to do it. That's small particles. You can't stop it with the big stuff. You know, I mean, you know, we use science and research. And you know, and you can go up against those psychopaths. If you ever face a real psychopath, you know, they're going to use chemical weapons. They're going to use acid. They'll spray acid all over the place. Yeah, like I say, old technique. Spray acid into there. You know, or like chemical fob. What's it called? When you go up against a real warlord, like there used to be warlords all over this planet. When you go up against a real warlord, they'll use whatever it takes. Like 1920s, 1930s, I fought my way past these people with Germany. So they'll use chlorine gas, they'll use all these kind of things, they'll use anthrax, they'll use whatever they got. So if you go up against a real warlord, you'll die. If you use over-the-counter shit, you can't do that. You got to use they're small particles. That's why they get past the filters. You know, you can't. A chlorine gas is a really small particle. Most filters won't stop chlorine gas. You know, you can get the filters from China or Japan. They got the stuff. You know, they got some really good stuff in Japan and China. But like I say, the USF, these kids, you know, a lot of things they thought that they were protected or whatever, and realistically they're just a drug and sex group that they didn't really know. They thought they were working for somebody, and realistically they were working for this 25-year-old kid that had a computer. Anyway, and he arranged money, hid money, and basically, he took out a huge loan and basically rented some rooms and started this thing and got all these parents involved. And these parents thought that their kids were going somewhere, and they really weren't. It wasn't a real military group. It was basically just some drug dealers or somebody that got a big loan. So anyway, and then they went up against someone real, someone like me. Like I say, I don't do the war anymore. I just kick it. But, and tell people, well, if you're going to go up against someone real, you're going to need some real shit. You're going to need titanium. You're going to need some porcelain. Some ceramic armor. You're going to need Kevlar. You're going to need some really good gas masks that stop small particles. Not the big particles. You got to get the small particles. They're really, really small particles, and it's going to take multi-filters to do it. Or else you're going to die. I don't want my people to die, so. Because there are real psychopaths out there. There are people that just don't give a fuck. There are people that will take 1,500 gallons of chlorine gas and just say, fuck you, man, you're downwind. And you're dead. You're all dead. Anyway. So, when I go up against when I would talk to kids or whatever, it's like, you don't know how it is. You need to know how it is. And the world is not a kind, soft, friendly place. The real world, the real existence out there is basically like, they'll do whatever it takes to kill you. Whatever. I'm an old goat, basically, like I'm 100 trillion years old. I fought so many wars, it's not even funny. Germany and me, we knew about the small particles, we knew about the chlorine gas, we knew about night vision, we knew about the Kevlar, we knew about the titanium, we had everything. So, and if you're going to go up against someone real, then you're going to need something that can stop anything. Or else you're going to die. You will all die. If you're within 100 feet of the surface during a nuclear attack, you're going to die. Nuclear particles will penetrate the ground. You need something like steel and concrete to stop it. Otherwise, you're dead. A storm drain won't help. Anyway, like I said, people have tried to stomp out me and my groups. So I learned the hard way. Anyway. The world and the universe is not a nice, soft, friendly place. It is a place where the ultimate survive. And if you're not ultimate, then you will die. Eventually. Like I say, you go up against exoskeletons and they have bulletproof armor. You're gonna die. They move wicked fast. They're nearly impenetrable. It takes a 30 mil. It takes like a huge cannon to take down one of my exoskeletons. They'll just walk right through you. I think they weigh like 300 pounds or something like that. They're really heavy. Anyway, but they're solid armor. Anyway, I don't really know anymore. There's combat versions and there's like light construction versions. But basically in the universe of everything, there's a lot that people just think, oh, we're alone. There's nothing out there. It's like, no, we're not. There are psychopaths out there in the universe. There are psychopaths here on Earth. And they don't give a fuck. They don't care about you. They don't care about your children. They don't care about your mother. They don't care about your father. They don't care about your relatives. All they care about is how much they can get from you and how you can please them. So if you don't understand how the universe really is, then you're going to die. And that's just the way it is. And that means the loss of America. That means the loss of China. That means the loss of every living thing on this planet. So, it's a choice. how you wish to live your existence.